And hello YouTube, this is the Wolf and Dragon Girl with a how to draw a wolf video since a lot of people requested it. First of all, I'd like to apologize if my English is bad or I'm not from an English speaking country, so sorry for that. Also, please read the description. It's very important. I don't want people to ask questions that really are needed. So yeah, let's begin. I always start off with a circle. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle. After all, it's gonna be removed sooner or later anyways. And a little stripe for the neck. Don't make it too long, really. You don't want it to become a llama or something. Really, does it look a bit weird if you do. Quite a long stripe for the back. Just a basic structure. So for the rib cage, the chest, it's like a half circle, bit of a stretch circle. And for where the shoulder is, just a circle in the beginning. It has to be smaller than the head, quite smaller. As for the hip, stretched one like that. This is for me the best to understand. A lot of people just use 3 circles, but I think it's a bit hard since you don't really know where to put the legs. For me, it was when I was younger and just started to draw wolves. It was a bit unclear. So that's why I put the shoulder joint here and the hip joint here. I think it's better to understand. Of course you can just stick with 3 circles. That's fine too, but this is just my way. As for the head, just start with a straight line, bit going downwards. Yeah, not too low from the circle. You don't want it to put anywhere here or something because the muzzle will be very small and his forehead will be like gigantic. You really don't want that. So mind that you put it around here. As for the rest of the muzzle, another line that's like going a bit towards the head. So don't make it straight down. You'll make it look a bit like a duck. And then another line following to the bottom of the circle. That's the basic structure for the head. As for the neck, some people seem to have trouble with that. I put it a bit above the neck guideline I made. Just let it stop a bit above here. And the other line I let it start beyond the muzzle. And just let it go down here. I really can't explain any more there. You just have to figure out how you do it. If it looks too thin, just make it thicker. And it also depends how you made this part. I'm sure you'll be okay. The back, I put it a bit above the line I created before. And I make a round line going down here. As for the belly, just follow the chest part I made earlier. Don't make this too thin, really, because you make it look like an anorexic wolf. I already think this one is a bit thin for a wolf. So just make it go down again in time. Don't make this distance too close to each other. I'm erasing this. It's confusing. Sorry about that. So that's like the basic structure of the body. As for the paws and legs, or whatever it's called in English, a lot of people seem to have trouble with that. So with the paws only, I'll make a separate tutorial someday. So I won't be going too detailed about that in this one. I'll make it simple. A lot of people seem to have trouble with where the joints have to be. Well, I've studied a bit of dog anatomy in my free time, but it's not perfect. So don't think I'm like an expert. There's already a lot of mistakes in this probably. But as for the leg, it's like his first joint is like a bit underneath his belly. Yeah, about this line underneath. And then a line going straight down. That really is up to you. How long you want to make the line. A lot of people make unrealistic wolves like I do. I'd like to give them long legs because I just think it's pretty. But I'll keep it quite normal here. Here we put another joint and another line where the paw will be placed a bit. Yeah, it's a straight line but pointed forward, because otherwise you won't really see this joint, and that's quite important. I'll first do the basic structure of the other leg, and then we'll go into the fleshy details. We'll start about here in the circle, and we'll first make a line that's about the same height as the line we created before. So it's a bit below this circle. Then you'll be fine. Ready. That's okay. Don't make it too long, don't make it too short. A lot of people like to make weird legs in the beginning. That's fine. I mean, you need a lot of practice. But I really thought it was a good guideline to make for yourself. The next line, you want to make it about as long as this line. Maybe a bit longer, since it's quite short. But don't make the difference too big. It will look weird. And then for the other line, just straight down. Okay. I think that's quite simple. Of course, you can just pause the video if I'm going too fast, which I probably am. I'm sorry about that. As for the flesh, you can see their shoulders most of the time. So let's begin our line here. Just follow the line you created before. Just follow the line here. This we'll be doing later. So again here, make it a bit bigger at the top. So this will be bigger than this. It's also like that with our arms. Just make a bit of fur here to make it look realistic. And a bit pointed towards the back, this line, a curved line. Yeah, it should look fine. As for the paw, yeah, it's usually hell in the beginning, the paws. I know. I like to draw paws, really. I enjoy it, but that's because I already practice a lot. So I quite know how to do paws. I think I'll be zooming in for this part. Good. Well, follow the line here, and about this line, make it a bit thicker at the end. Make a little hoof. That's the best way to start. Just a little hoof. Make a straight line in the middle, or a bit towards that point, because the wolf is facing towards that point. So it would be a bit weird if the paw was directly directed through us, if you know what I mean. He has 2 big toes, like long circles, you can make them, and 2 smaller ones besides it, like that. Of course it looks a bit weird now, so what you will do is you erase the top of the paws, like that. Now it doesn't look like weird circles anymore. Of course he needs nails and stuff, but don't get into details right now. That will only make it harder. As for the back leg, you can't just follow the lines like the front leg, because it will look pretty strange. Here you're going, as you can see, this part is much closer to each other than this part. That's important. That's really important. You should keep that. This part is quite simple. You can just follow the lines like we did before. And here also. Like that. As for the other side, just follow the line here. Don't make like a pointy butt or something, because that will look weird. It's not natural. Here, also, this part is bigger than this part. Try to remember. It's okay if you don't, but it will just look a bit better. Here we're making a hoof again. Just a little hoof. It's fine. Again, like we did before, straight line. Bit facing towards that side. And 2 bigger toes. 2 smaller toes. Like that. That's perfect. Well, that's for the legs. Well, the 2 legs that are in the front, of course. I mean, it has 4 legs. Let's do the other legs. Then we'll just finish the legs and we can start the fun part, the head, because heads are just so much more fun than legs. Really, legs are complicated. Let's start with the front leg. It's the easiest one. Actually, I never draw joints for the other leg, since it's quite simple to just copy the lines as the front leg, like that. You need to stop a bit earlier, since the paw is more to the back. Of course, it's not on the same line. It's a bit more to the back. So the hoof, we're again making a hoof. Just do a little one like that. Of course you won't see 4 paws here, you will see 2 because it will face the other side. Just make a little curved line here. And you'll create 2 toes. Like that. That has to be simple, right? Also the thumb, it has a thumb, of course. It's placed about here. So as for this leg, you can't see it since it's on the other side. It's always on the inside, like ours. The back legs don't have them, only the front legs. I guess that makes sense. Let's do this. Again, just copy the other leg, but not too much to the bottom, because if you separate this line from each other very much, it will just look weird, really, and we don't want that. Again, it needs to be on the same line like this, not this one. So let's make the hoof about here, like that. Again, curved line for the toe, and just curve this one a bit better. Yup. Yay, legs! Finally done. Okay. As for the rest of the wolf, let's start with an ear, I guess. Yeah, I think that's the fun part. Ear. I hope you guys think so too. Start a bit down here. Just curve it a bit to the front and then curve it back again. Make sure this part of the ear is higher than this one, because usually people want to put them around the same line and it just doesn't look right. Just make a little fur part there, like that. It's a big ear, I know it's bigger than a normal wolf's, but I just love to draw big ears. Normally I'll draw them even bigger, so sorry about that. We already have the line of the top head, since it was the top of the circle, so that's pretty easy. As for the other ear, just draw a little ear back there. Shouldn't be too hard, I think. A lot of people seem to like my eyes. Maybe I'll make a different tutorial for that, so I'll keep it simple here, because you probably won't even see it very good. Like that. If you don't know where to place the eye, I learned this from a person once, I really don't know who anymore. Just make a straight line through the point where the nose has to be, with a very sharp corner here, so don't keep too much space here. And then start your eye here, so you won't have a random eye somewhere here in the middle of the face of the wolf, because it will look very strange. I usually make this little circle for the shiny part and the black part, like that. Shouldn't be too hard. As for the nose, it's kind of a square shape with a little round in the middle. Like that. The mouth, just keep it a bit lower than the middle of this line, since you don't want it to have a massive lower jaw. It will look a bit strange. It's looking a bit derpy. Oh, let's make him happy. Always a happy wolf. As for the cheek fur, a lot of people seem to have trouble with fur. I really like fur. Sorry, I can't really explain how to make fur. It's just something that you have to do on feeling. Yeah, you'll learn, and maybe you already know. We should do hair. It's a bit bold right now. Let's give him some fur. Like that. And just erase this line and this line, and it will look better. Yay! Okay. It's starting to look like a wolf. Oh, let's give him some fur on the belly. Just erase here too. Good. As for the tail, well, I think it's quite simple. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I make tails in a lot of different ways. This is not really a natural position for the tail to be in, but that's fine, since this is not really a realistic wolf. I never really draw realistic wolves. This is like the basic stuff. If you have trouble with the shape of the tail, the middle is the thickest part. So this is thicker than this and this, as you can see. Maybe it will help. Just some fur. Like that. Good. Well, I think we're done. This is the basic shape of a wolf. I will be speeding up right now. I'm doing a bit of lines with my fine liners, because I love my fine liners. And I'll be back after that. So, well, I think that was the tutorial for now. I hope it was useful to you. It was definitely fun for me. It was a bit awkward. I was a bit nervous, but well, yeah. Good luck drawing in the future.